Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna, and welcome to the We Watch It All podcast, where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for, but here we go. It's Viva La Tres Amigas. Season 17, episode 14. That's all the Spanish I'm going to provide for today. It is not my language of choice. Dinner in Mexico continues.
Yeah, I mean, instantly it starts off as a hot mess. Like, this just picked up right from the jump. Instantly a mess.
But I'm glad they didn't continue with the Heather bashing. Like, I'm glad they got that out of their system and they were just like, okay. Like, at the table. Like, obviously it moved to different levels when, Heather walked away and Tamara, which I think is so weird because I feel like half the time she is the one that started this because she brought up the sale of the house. And then, of course, that triggered Emily, but let's be real. I mean, I'm glad that she does go to find her. And then she offers to let her sleep in her room. And Heather's like, good point, though. Well, Shannon don't like me either. Thank God she didn't, because then Vicky shows up
Yeah, well, I think
on.
that's probably why originally in the van they didn't offer to have her sleep, because they knew they'd be having Vicky in her room.
Possibly,
so
yeah.
That might be how she ended up in those other rooms.
Yeah, because it was Tamara that kind of like...
put them in the rooms,
yeah. And she did know that she had asked Vicky.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think everybody else, it seemed, but she knew she asked Vicky, so she knew that was out there, apparently, I guess. Heather's gotten to the point where I said this last week. She's the old Heather. She's coming back. She's not going to let you just bamboozle her and, railroad her into whatever, because she already said, listen, they don't like me. I understand that. I have many people that like me, so I don't care. I mean, I'm over it, and I'm glad she is, because it does get ridiculous. And the part that gets me really annoyed is while they're away from the table, Shannon, of course, brings up her crap about her talking about her or whatever, well, with Emily and all that.
Which basically admits that Heather shouldn't be at fault when she does this, basically. She's like, yeah, I tell her everything.
Yeah, I mean, she does say she tells her stuff. But here's my thing. It's like, she doesn't want anybody talking about her relationship with John. But then first thing out of her mouth is she's bringing up her relationship with John.
And basically saying, yeah, I like to talk about it, and he doesn't like to talk about it.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing. I know she's saying that it's because she's acting like the way that Heather's saying it is such a big... Like, she's making it sound like they have such big issues. I've never heard that. Like, I've only heard that from her. Like I've said many times in episodes before. And it is nothing big. No one, and that's the whole thing. That Heather's like, what's the big deal? Like, I don't know what
And she just keeps drawing this out, making it seem like there should be something big.
Yeah, she's the one to me that's doing it. I'm over her and that whole thing, and it's just... And it came back around because Jen asked about... Which I don't remember seeing that scene. Jen asked about a scene where...
Flashback.
They were talking about how Shannon was saying there's... I think it was Gina, Emily, and...
Maybe Taylor was there?
Maybe it was Taylor. They were talking about how they were... Shannon had said some stuff about her and said, oh, hold on, there's even more juicy stuff, which obviously she probably got from Tamara, the same person everybody gets her Jen information from. And she kind of confronted her about that, which is what I like about Jen. She will confront her about things.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
No, she'll confront her. And Shannon admitted to saying it.
Yeah.
So she said, yeah, I did say that, and I got it from Tamara, and...
Like I said, when they did this slip and slide party, I really do genuinely think Shannon is fearful of Jen and Tamara making up, that, like, she will lose her ally in this. Even though, like, she doesn't really have an issue with Jen, so I don't know why she would try to create an issue when she could just work out the three of them together instead of, like...
I think she just doesn't like sharing, which is weird because she is okay with Vicky. Maybe Tamara, Vicky, and Shannon are kind of more in the same age group than Jen. So I think she feels more comfortable with certain things.
And she joined into them.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, they do have a history. They have years and whatnot. I mean, I'm sure. The funny thing, though, is, like, they were talking about food that was on the not counter.
Oh, yeah, they
like
double
the bar.
whammy on Heather. They say, why don't we just have some sand? And then they say, what is that pizza box? And it's her gifts.
Yeah, and it's her gifts or something. And she said, oh, no, that's Heather's gifts. And she's like, do you want to give them out or something? And I'm like, you just bashed her. And I get it. That's what Heather does. Like, but this is the point. This is who Heather is. She likes to give out a gift. She likes to bring a vacation gift or something that she gives to them. And her stuff is never her own branded stuff. Like, it's genuine stuff that you can use, like a fan or a hat. And I thought it was all really cute stuff that she picked for them.
You know what I thought about? What's so funny is Osea and New York, the ones that were like, what the hell is going on with these two? Both the two people that are in the most conflict, which is Heather and Jenna, first off, there's no reason for them to be in the center of the conflict, are both like the gift givers that bring these really great gifts for these people. Like, they're very similar in that sense, and they're both the main targets for the show, and they don't really make sense for being the main targets of the show because they're not fighting back, and it's just like, it's weird. And I noticed that's the same thing. Everybody's commenting on that. That's why they don't like New York is because they're tagging up on Jenna.
Jenna.
Wrong one. And then on this, they're ganging up on Heather, so they don't really like that part. So it's like, clearly you have the same exact issue on the same shows, so you gotta figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She goes back to the table, gives out the gifts, and as she's giving it to Emily always has to have a freaking comment. She's like, oh, but I'm an asshole or something. And like Heather, see, this is why I love Heather, because Heather just goes very quietly. We'll dive into that later. For now, we'll just enjoy. Like, she can compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize.
She can put shit into a little box and put it away. Why can I say it? I can't do it. So she can separate.
Compartmentalize. Say it back to me. Yeah, she didn't quite catch that. Sorry.
She could just
compartmentalize.
That's it. Compartmentalize. No, I don't think that's right.
Compartmentalize. Siri, how do you pronounce the word compartmentalization?
She's not gonna do it.
Well, at least she took me to a video.
Compartmentalization.
Compartmentalization. We got this.
So Heather can
Compartmentalization.
Compartmentalize the situations and like put it away for later till
Yeah.
till they need to deal with it, which is a good thing. The best part though is as they're leaving, they're just like trashing the old dessert table. I don't understand.
Also, there was just marshmallows. Like it was just marshmallows.
I think they were meant to be roasted, perhaps over like a fire because you're outside on the beach and stuff. But yeah, no, people were just
like carrying away the big box that Heather gave them too. Like
with
they're
stuff.
Trying to keep.
Yeah, but they had
some of the stuff was
on it.
Yeah, and some of the stuff was not even in the box.
No.
It was not good.
And I mean, here's something. Shannon does not need to be drinking. Honestly, she needs to watch her drinking because that's when things get stupid. And as she's walking away, she's like asking for a sippy cup.
No. Emily said, "Can we get that in a sippy?"
Yeah,
because she's a mess, falling over, hitting her head.
Yeah. Yes. The two of them are no good. And of course, there was no real resolution at that dinner. That one kind of ended with everybody just being like, "Can we eat? Are we going to eat? Let's get dessert. Goodbye. Open the gifts." Off they go. So we're out on the next day and everybody's kind of waking up. There was not too much like chaos waking up. Everybody woke up very quietly, nicely, calling their children, the old calling the children. One thing I have to say is when Heather did walk away at the nighttime, you do hear her like, I guess on her mic saying they're all so mean or something like that. They said that right before Tamara went to find her and they said she's in the powder room. You hear her just go, oh, they're so mean or whatever. I think she was just talking either to herself or maybe a producer, who knows. But she does go and talk to Terry the next day, and he's very nice. He's trying to be very positive and motivating. He's like, listen, just ignore them. Just go on with your day and enjoy it and try to be positive and just not get too deep with anybody about anything. Because she said, I'm over it. I'm over them. I wanted to celebrate my deal, but, this is what happened. So Heather comes out, and I'm trying to figure out how this is going to work out now because I'm thinking how, like, they're in this room together, and clearly they had, like, the worst night ever. So she comes out, and Emily does what she normally does, her apologizing.
Yeah.
And I do agree with Heather. It's a pattern. There's a pattern going on here of Emily doing things wrong and then Emily being like, I'm sorry. And
here's the thing, though. It's
showed her
what
multiple
else
times.
Is the pattern going to be? Like, she just keeps doing mean things and never apologizes?
Well, no. Obviously, she's going to apologize. But like she said, like, I'm probably going to do it again. But no, you stop. Like, you stop. Yeah. She keeps doing these things and then, like, thinking that, I guess you apologize. Everybody's going to be okay with you. No, you have to, like, knock it off. And that's kind of what Heather said. She's like, it's a pattern. It keeps happening. Whatever.
I will say in that moment, the one thing that I was like in Gino's head, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Where she's like, I am there for you, Heather. I'm not like the other girls.
Yeah, because she gets unseen footage. Like,
she gets grouped
flashback.
into basically like Heather's like, yeah, I do. I group you in with all the other girls by accident. So like, maybe she would tell her about the thing. But it's like she associates them as
a group.
So she kind of gets pulled down, which I think is what happens a lot in Housewives, where it's like you were my friend, but now you kind of just
you're in with the group. Yeah,
you got
they're back into filming as a group instead of being solo. I agree. And they showed us that like flashback footage of them two talking, which was like where that was nowhere to be found.
God. This episode should have been called Flashback Central because there is so
or how about
much
half of the episode that we never seen.
That's what I'm saying.
My God,
it's flashbacking to like
footage
Oh
on the
my
floor
God.
for sure. I mean, definitely. I mean, it was footage on the floor. So Tamara had set up some ATV riding for them, and it was going to end in a water hole where they could go swimming.
Yeah.
They get there, and there's a like 36-foot drop of
Well,
a
it
jump.
looked like you could go into different tiers,
Yeah.
like a diving board would.
Emily goes to the top one and is going to jump
Listen,
in.
somebody had to do it.
I would've
Emily's
thought-
just
yeah, I
foolish
thought-
enough to do it.
Yeah, I thought it was her too that was going to do it. But she jumps in, doesn't come up, and then they're like, your nose is bleeding. I don't know what, but it sounded like she hit that water like a ton of bricks.
I think they did add a little audio enhancement where they made like a dramatic beat sound to it.
I don't know. Like, I think when you hit that water
I
that
guess,
high, it
but-
does. You do. And it is very, like, shocking to the body. I mean,
And
she
I
came
think
up
she didn't
and...
pinch her nose or anything, so I think that was
I
just
don't
like
know.
the pressure of the water in her nose.
She came up, and that bathing suit top looked all distraught. The bottom was all a wreck. She was a red hot mess. You just see Heather turn to everybody and go immediately, that's a hard no. Hard pass, not doing it. Another reason I love Heather, wouldn't do it either. And I'm not really, well, no, I am afraid of heights. Yeah, no, wouldn't do it.
I was like, where's she going with that? Afraid of
Yeah.
heights.
No, in dark water, not happening. So then you have Tamara, Taylor, Jen. They all go on the zip line, which is, I guess, a little lower, a little
Yeah.
closer to the water and what have you. And Gina jumps in, which I
She
was
jumps
very,
off like I think the bottom tier.
yeah, but it was pretty.
Well, I'm saying
no,
out
it
of-
really
I think
wasn't
there was, like,
high.
three.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was like the bottom
lower
level.
one.
She jumped off that one, which was pretty impressive for her because she does have that fear of the water and what's in the water. And I hear you, Gina, and I'm down with you.
You know what I'm thinking?
What?
They wasted all Emily the scenes where they had Gina in the like here where they showed past in this, they showed Emily apologizing in the past. They showed those flashbacks that we don't really need because
Yeah.
we just kind of understand instead of showing us actual footage.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? That could have all been replaced with other footage later on in the episode, which is kind of like, okay, like now that I think about it, I'm like, that's all wasted time.
Yeah, they definitely had a lot of that because apparently after they were all done with the water in the hole, apparently they all decided that they were going to go separate ways to different things. And you had Taylor, Gina, and Shannon that went to a spa to walk on hot stones or something. And then Tamara, Emily, Heather, and Jen went to a water park.
My question is like, okay, so
Which
were they
was-
just that boring at that water park that you figured showed none of the footage?
Maybe there wasn't that much to show. And even in the spa, I guess, like, what are you going to show them on the spa again?
No, I know, but like usually somebody's having let's
But
talk
here's
about
my
stuff.
thing. Like,
It's
you could have shown those two exact moments just so that we knew they went somewhere.
yeah.
Like, you know, because I always wonder, what do they do on these trips? Do they do that one event and then, like, the rest of the day there's nothing going on? Like, if they don't show it. Like, if they just showed,
Yeah.
like if they had just, like they did, they went from that event
Yeah, I just assumed
to
they
the
went
dinner.
to there, and I thought they were going to dinner. I didn't think they did anything
No.
else after that.
I mean, that sounds like, okay, you jam-packed your day. Nice. Because I always think they go down there and do absolutely nothing. It's just to go down and, like, I feel like sometimes film in a different location where you don't, you know, see something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So then we get to the scene where everybody's been waiting to see, where you open the door and it's Scary Mary Vicky that screams at you, which I did not anticipate this was where that was coming from.
oh, I figured it was from Mexico.
I don't know where I thought it was. I don't know what I thought how she was getting on the scene with that scary door opening. It makes sense, of course, now, but didn't see that coming. But the thing that I don't understand, which they touch on it later on the next day, is Tamara, I guess, ultimately did bring Jen in.
Yeah.
Because she
nobody
did.
else
No,
knows
she
her.
absolutely did. She
Yeah.
brought her in and said this was my friend. So I don't understand why she is so harsh on her and so, I don't want to say mean, but kind of mean to
Like,
her.
you could have, if you'd done the drama with her and Ryan in the beginning, dropped it, and now you kind of, like, her own personal storyline is still exploring it enough where she's exploring it with the mother last week. Like, she has it on her own now. Like, we don't need to bring it back into the group, I think.
Well, you know what?
And I feel like Tamara maybe can see the potential of Jen being a really good housewife and is trying to help her, but it's like you're drumming it up too much now
No,
that
but
it's
it's the way
making
she's
you look
doing
bad.
it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she could have done it on the tip that coming from a friend that, like, listen, I know you love Ryan, I know you know, but when I look at it from the outside, I'm so worried about it. Like, she could do it for.
Yeah, I'm stuck with the
concerned.
vision of
Like,
Vicky
she's
and,
doing
and
it.
what's
Yes,
his face. Like,
she's
it's-
doing it from, like, this weird, like, behind the scene, behind your back angle, and on top of it, like, she's talking bad about her, like when she was making fun of her with the labels, which is, like, funny because we were commenting on how
I know.
she's
There's
been
your
wearing
answer
a
to the Fendi. Apparently, it's all fake. That's why she has so
I mean,
much.
well, this is what Tamara's saying, so we have to assume
Listen,
Tamara
if
knows.
it's all fake, I didn't know. Good for you, girl.
Yeah, well,
It all,
us Real Housewives are not going to know the
they
difference.
showed something when she was at the party for Shannon. She had like Balenciaga, and the camera crew showed it like that was fake. I don't know if it was just the easiest with the label.
I don't know, but she was making comments calling it Fushi and Fondi and all these different names that she was,
I mean, listen for her. Good for her.
Well, she said she's a yoga mom, and all of a sudden now she's going to try to like act like she is like this label wearing person.
I mean, we see this in Salt Lake. We see the girl feels like we see Monica in Salt Lake says she can't fit in with this group. She feels like she doesn't fit in. So I'm sure Jen is feeling the same thing, and instead of expressing it, she's just going to try to fake it.
That's the thing, that like Tamara is acting like, oh, she's being like fake and phony, like stuff like that. You don't need to call to someone's attention if someone can't afford that, but they're trying to fit in with the group. Clearly that's why they're doing it. Like, just don't bring that to the forefront. That's just mean. There's no reason. And if you're her friend, tell her, say like, that looks fake, I can tell. Like, I don't know, I just think the way she's handling it, it's just wrong. Like, as somebody that's supposed to be her friend, it's just wrong. And then of course in the middle of all that enters the Queen of Mexico. Knock, knock on the door. There she is. It's Miss Victoria. So no one knows she's there. They haven't shared this with anybody because she wasn't sure. Yeah, I don't know what the story was. But
something about, I guess, her business partner.
It just worked out that I think Tamara and Shannon happen to be wearing pink. I don't think they planned that. I think it just worked out that way. And then Vicky now needs to wear pink. Here's my question. So in the meantime, whatever they were doing, they were hooping and hollering and laughing, and Tamara did a little pee-pee in the pants. She did not change that outfit.
Maybe she had a pad on.
You can only hope, but why? I don't know. I noticed that like
she
walked away going, oh, I peed.
She had a little lady diaper on.
She walked away going, oh, I peed, and yet
maybe she didn't pee. Maybe it was just a dribble.
I'm assuming that's probably what it was, but still in all, lucky Shannon had a pink dress, and there they go, the 3 pink amigos. Starting,
Because.
What? Oh, amigas. Sorry, I always say amigos. Now the rest of the ladies are coming to the table, which I think is hilarious, watching them walk on these, like, docks with these high heel shoes.
No one ever thinks about it. You think they would have learned from the docks of all the voting.
On the balls of your feet, on the balls of your feet. I don't know why Emily, who's holding the hand up with Heather, like, I don't know, that was going to help them keep their feet out of the deck.
Balance?
I don't know what was going on there, but she gets her heel stomped in there, but then they realize there's, it looks like there's some extra chairs, and they're like, no, only one. And nobody thought that Vicky would show up. I wouldn't have thought Vicky would have shown up, too, if I was them. I guess I would have thought she would have came initially, or I don't.
Yeah, I guess also, maybe they think, even though she doesn't really have any ties to the group besides Shannon and
so
Tamara,
I guess she
so
wouldn't
it's like,
really
why would she hang out with them?
Yeah. Well, I guess they all know her, though,
they all do.
But
Every single person's filmed with her besides Jen. So it's kind of like, well, why would, but still, like modern day, there's no ties with her. Like, obviously, Emily and Gina say that Vicky has been putting all these mean things about her out.
They flashed all of them. She's brutal.
Yeah.
She was, well, we all know she was very vocal about, like, different things, like, that she didn't think they belonged, and she didn't belong to get fired, and the whole bit. And, Emily says that she's probably the president of her fan club, super fan now at this point. But in walks Vicky. They see who it is, and Gina's just like you said, like, really? Like, she doesn't even like us. And she does have no bones about it. She's already telling the people across the table that that's the boring side of the table. And I thought she was really going to run with that a little bit more than she did. But she actually remarkably let that go. I was surprised.
Because I think she just wants to party it up, and if you're not with her, then see ya.
Yeah, she'll leave you. Then they had, which was the weirdest thing, was like a private showing of the Circus
Soleil.
Why
are we watching them at Circus Soleil when you're telling me them at Circus Soleil was more interesting than them at the water park? That's what got me. Unless Circus Soleil was paid for like a thing, part of the trip, so they had to like include them like a brand thing.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too. That was.
That's the only thing I could think.
Because that's like even like a private showing. Like, how do you even like get that?
I feel like they've done private shows with. Maybe not Circus Soleil, but other circuses before.
I don't.
Maybe I'm just fully ingrained of having Tinsley as the little circus puppet you did.
Oh God! But I could see them doing like fire dancers and stuff on the beach and all that kind of stuff. Like that I can understand if you do
Circus
your own.
Soleil is like a brand, so that's what got me.
Yeah, that's I thought was a little different, and it was interesting, and Yeah, it looked like the show was a little different than what I can recall from seeing it like on TV and stuff. But I could have done without it, like you said. Definitely could have done without it. I could have honestly like just had them go right back to Tamara's room and done more of their like interacting in Tamara's room instead.
Well, there's a scene later that they flash back to when Shannon the next morning, like that could have like, just been left in. Like it's
clearly there was a whole other. I'm sure there was whole other
there's so much
scenes
more
and footage and stuff. Yeah, I just know that with Vicky's presence there, you can already feel that she's going to, like, and Gina said, bring her spoon and stir it up.
Yeah.
And not that half these ladies don't know her, but like with Jen and Taylor and stuff, that she's all new to them, even though I'm sure they know of her.
Well, Taylor did go on the girls' trip with Vicky, so she does have a little, she has more than Jen has.
Yeah, that's true. She does know a little bit more about her and like her situation.
At least how she plays herself.
She can reference her a little bit more.
Well, and how she would play herself in the housewife game, because that was like a real housewife season, that season. Like they played, they didn't come to play, those girls. They came to play, but not like in the...
No,
they were not there to just have fun.
She can and she, like you said, has gotten an idea of like the Vicky Tamara relationship. She, she's seen that, so she can. I think, I agree with you.
So she does have like a little bit of a leg up on Jen.
Yeah, a little bit of history. They do a typical truth and dare. No shock there. Yeah. Shannon dares Emily to lick Emily. No, wait, what?
What? Shannon dares Emily to lick Emily?
No, Shannon
said, "Get down there and lick your own nipples, girl."
Okay, me. She tells Taylor to
lick both of Emily's
nipples. Now she has that bathing suit that Tamara obviously gave out, which I could not wait to see these bathing suits on, because I think those things are so hilarious when they're like pictures of someone else's like physique. I think it's so funny. Thankfully, they wore them the next day. We got to get a good look at those. But then Jen, I guess it's her turn to go, and she dares. She says truth or dare, and Vicky says truth. And just this is typical Vicky, where she has a truth or whatever, and I think she did it on purpose to try, because she misconstrued the game.
Well, yeah, because she was like, I can't really tell you to pick like a truth because I don't know you that well, Jen. So then Vicky does
Jen said that to her. She's like, I don't know you enough to like, maybe someone else should do it. And instead, Vicky offers the truth.
I've never seen that in the game of Truth or Dare. How about I offer you a truth? Let me tell you a little truth. Want to hear a little truthy truth? I'll tell you.
We're both in love with a man that we shouldn't be. I'm just like thinking to myself, like, she's sitting there with this like dumb expression on her face, like, I don't even
know you that well.
Yeah, I mean, if I was her, that's my expression too. I'd been like, I'm sorry, what are you bringing up now?
Never even really met.
No, never even. And like, that's what cracks me up, is that she kind of said somewhere along the line that they had a mutual friend. That's where she heard all this from. And like, Jen never even thought to put two and two together and say that it could be Tamara. Like, how did you not...
Maybe she just figured she would have said, Tamara told me.
Look, if she's offering information like that, to me, I would be like, okay, it has to be Tamara
or Shannon.
So I would say it would have to be one of those two that is obviously talking bad about her. I just think this is typical Vicky, off the chain, mind your business. What are you doing? And nobody stops her. They just, well, I mean, Gina did have a comment about it, but it was more after the fact when she was like alone in her room with the girls.
Talking with just Emily and Heather. They kind of were like, well, I don't get why she wasn't upset. She just kind of sat there. Like
I don't get why she doesn't shut it down either. I mean, they move obviously on to day 2, which we might as well just jump in because it's the same damn fight.
Wait.
What happened?
Me.
You.
I have something to say.
Oh, okay. We'll say it. Let's go. I'm excited.
You said that last week, or I don't know if it was in the last week or we said this in New York, but you said that Taylor was there for a lot of these events, which we do see her at these events. That Tamara said that she felt like she should be at the reunion more. But what's so funny is, she is at a lot of these events, but she doesn't have much camera time, or she's not like shown.
She doesn't say a lot. She's
there for like very quick. Because like she had the really great line where they spilt the candle wax and they burned it. She's like, I'm the only one responsible. Everybody else go to sleep. Yeah. But then she's like, I thought it was my hair on fire. She goes, or whoever's hair this is in my head. I don't even know. It's like she has these really like...
Whose hair is she putting in her head? That's
her extensions.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, whose extensions you wearing, girl?
They're real hair.
Oh my God.
But I'm like, she has these good lines. And like, it is kind of weird. She's kind of like Teddyfied. Like, you don't really see her. Like, she's there, but you don't really see her. She just drops these weird little one-lines that you kind of might miss if you're not listening.
Well, yeah, because she even commented, when this fight continues the next day, she even commented that, like, about, she, like, feels like she has enough to reference, like, with her and Jen, as if they've spent that much time together that she sees him they see them on the phone. Like, she says it twice.
Together, so.
I don't know. And they did, they
roomed
together, like, they're friendly.
She doesn't feel like she's always there, but she is.
So basically, we might as well just move into day 2 because day 2 is just a continuation of the fight with a little bit of water aerobics thrown in before it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it was, and here's my question about that, because we might as well just move right into the fight. The water aerobics are just pure nonsense, and it was just a reason for all of them to wear those bathing suits.
Pretty much.
Because I don't know why they sign up for this exercising stuff when they know damn well all they want to do is eat and drink. Because they are in the pool, and it's water aerobics. Water aerobics is easy. It's probably the easiest
he
form.
did have a lot of doing a lot of arms. I didn't see much legs. I mean,
No,
he made them jump
he was
around.
making them jump around. But my question to you though is, it is the easiest. I'm sorry, you're in water,
Yeah.
and yeah, they were doing a lot of arms. I will give them that. Okay, but it was more of the jumping around that they were getting complaints about, like that they were complaining about. They're like, I think he thinks we're like training for some triathlon or something like that. I mean,
he was doing it not even in the water.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he was effortlessly, like, doing it up on the dock. But you know damn well you really don't want to be doing this. So I don't even know why you include that. Just get up, have breakfast, wear the bathing suit, sit by the beach.
Yeah, swim in the
sit by the pool. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just sit by the pool and then move on to lunch or whatever. Because I think this was lunch ultimately where they
this was more of a
continued
lunch.
this whole fight. Once again, they start up with, it looks like it's just going to be casual lunch, you know, nothing crazy. But Gina has to lean over and
Stir the pot.
and then, you know, somebody, Tamara, eagle ears, hears an F-bomb drop at the other end of the table. And she's like, oh, I hear an F-bomb. What's going on down there? Like, that's what I don't like. It's, like, weird. Like, what are you...
Well, what does that mean? There's drama going on if she said that word?
I guess that's what that means to her. And I guess that means she needs to be involved in it. Because that's the kind of take I'm taking on it. Which she should be involved in it because it is her fault, technically.
Yeah.
That Vicky would bring up this stupid nonsense with this stupid ponytail in the front of her head.
Oh my god, yeah, it looked worse.
What was
even
that?
Dried bad. What was that for, girl? You don't even have bangs. It's not like she put like little bangs there.
But clip them back instead because that was just, I don't know, ridiculous. That was weird looking.
It was classic Vicky though.
But I do feel bad. I get what like Gina and Heather and them are trying to say. I do feel bad for Jen because look, what Tamara's trying to do, I think her intentions initially were right. I think she's trying to make sure that Jen knows what she's in. Here's the problem. Before the show, Jen was fine in this relationship. She was fine with everything that happened.
That past week was like, would Jen really be questioning this break this much if there wasn't for the show?
If they weren't making her do it. Now, granted, could it be very helpful? Maybe. Maybe she's not really looking at things. She did admit on this part of this lunch that she tends to not dwell on things or not have emotion about it because it's easier for her, because that's what like cracks me up is like Tamara's mad because she's not reacting.
Yeah.
Well, that's your problem, not hers. She's choosing to not get heated up with this whole situation because guess what? She might have been when it happened. This is a while ago now. When this happened,
she may have WWE picked him up, threw him down a staircase, and threw a metal chair at his head.
She did. I think she did say something to the effect of that, like that they were
that she threw him down the stairs and threw a metal chair
down the stairs on a chair. But
oh my God,
I think
Jen.
that they were like, you know, they were fight. It was a fight. I'm sure there was a fight. That's not for you people to have to see. Like, why does she have to be up in arms every time you bring up this?
She wants a reenactment of that.
It's almost like that's what she wants, and I think that's what like she needs to say to Tamara. Like, and she did a little bit. She said something like, so you feel the need to, like, rifle around in my relationship or something like that.
Well, she said this was the one thing, because I caught it. It was like a little fourth wall break from Jen. She said that why does Tamara need to air out all her information just for her to be relevant?
Yeah.
Which is very true, because what does Tamara have going for her this season besides this? She's not even involved in the Heather stuff to the way everybody else is.
She's not, like, doing anything with her business, which she really could have been. I don't know why she's not.
That was like a 2-second blurb of it selling, and we haven't even talked about the CBD stuff, so it's like,
the brands are coming out. She has the replacement hat for Cut Fitness. She had her Vena hat on. Yep, at that lunch she had her Vena hat on, so there she goes.
But that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she is right. What is she doing? Nothing.
If she's not talking about her relationship or the information that she's getting from people, which clearly, all right, so you've known, this is what pisses me off. You've known this because you're stating that you knew this, that back when she would come to the gym and back when this all was going on, you knew this. So you chose not to say it then. Now you're saying it now for the relevant point. Like you said, I mean, I tend to think that that's exactly. And then, like, at the table again, she throws up the fake brand names in front of everybody. Like, I mean, Jen, I think, was just, like, not even hearing that. But, like, why? If she's your friend and you're telling her you're doing this because you want to make sure she's with the right person, why do you need to, like, throw that out?
Yeah.
Like, to show that she's lying or something? Like, all I know is Tamara's like a dog with a bone, and I don't think she's going to let this go anytime soon.
And the issue is, Jen, I think, has just accepted this. And here's
I think
the
she
thing.
hasn't. She's
accepted
chosen
it,
to move on.
Like, I think Emily was kind of saying the same thing. Like, if she's accepted it, let her. And guess what? If it does end up bad and she has a Brooke situation, so be it. You can choose then to deal with her fallout and help her or not. And say, I told you so.
Yeah, I mean, you're still friends with Vicky. I mean, so you either have to, like,
hold it back together.
She's chose to forgive him and to move on, and however she chooses to react to it is her business. But if they don't let this go soon, I'm going to be really bored because it's enough already.
I was okay with it when they did it. They dropped it, and look, it looked like they had shifted to making it Heather. But I think now, making Heather the second point of it, it's not working because Heather doesn't care, so now they're trying to drive back to this.
That's what I kind of think is happening.
And it's like, thank God there's only a few more episodes left.
Because she basically said, Heather said that was the other thing she said to Terry. And we see the coming attractions. She basically said to Terry that if they come for me again, like they did last night, where it's a pile-on, I am out. I thought she meant she was leaving Mexico and coming home.
Yeah, I assumed so.
But that coming attractions, she states, that's it, I'm done with the show. Now, whether or not that's true, whether or not that's whatever, I don't know. But I could see her definitely... Yeah, I can see her leaving.
Because what's the point? What's the point of going on this show getting ganged up on for what?
No,
nothing.
It's yeah.
Why not try your foot up Beverly Hills? I mean, everybody says it. I see everybody even online that like she would fit in her just like everything.
I think she could. I think she would. Yeah.
I think that's what we need. That's my opinion.
Well, I could see it working. So that's where they left it. They
Yeah,
kind of just
left
it there in the middle of a fight, as they every week leave it in the middle of a fight.
Yeah. At least this one, you kind of felt the build up to leaving in the middle of the fight, where it wasn't just like,
yeah.
Oh, there's the credits.
Hair is.
Okay. I see as long as his hair is.
It's like so ridiculous. God.
Poor Cooper. That's to always be the topic of conversation. But that's all for this week. We do these every Monday, and we do the Real Housewives of New York on Wednesday, and the Real Housewives of Salt Lake every Friday.
So it's a nice slow start, because that's what OC is, really like a slow start on the Monday. And then New York tries to make it better on Wednesday, but like Salt Lake takes you right down. It's weekend,
Friday,
they say. Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all we got.
But hopefully you'll leave us a good rating. And if you're on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Don't give us a thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment telling us how we can improve. Subscribe, follow, and turn notifications so you don't miss any episodes. And that's it. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, that's it. It's donezo. Hit the button.